Welcome to Subramani. Today I'm going to talk to you about insurance. What kind of insurance do we all need? I've done a very comprehensive one about insurance long ago and saying how insurance can protect your investments. This is not about that. This is about saying what is the basic minimum insurance that you need. So if you go back to Warren Buffett, like we do for everything, he says rule number one, don't lose money. Now, when he says don't lose money, doesn't mean there will not be any fluctuations in your portfolio. Of course, there will be fluctuations. There will be temporary loss of capital, but there should not be any permanent loss of capital. And whatever risk you can see and you can understand and you think is worth covering, you should cover. That's all it means. Right, from an insurance point of view. I'm not talking now from an investment point of view. So now if you are a very, very rich man and you don't really have any liabilities, maybe you don't need any term insurance even at a younger age, because you've inherited money, you've earned well, your wife is also earning well. So between the two of you, you have no other liabilities. Then you don't need term insurance also. But not every one of us is so privileged. So at a younger age, when we have somebody dependent, let's say you're a 30-year-old man, you've got married, your wife is earning as much as you do, or maybe a little less, or maybe a little more. It doesn't really matter much. But there you don't have any children. But your parents are dependent on you. Then you need insurance. Your wife also will need some insurance, because assuming her parents are dependent on her. Then you have kids, then obviously you have some home loan, you have some car loan, etc. So therefore your need for term insurance comes in. So you take term insurance. The advantage with term insurance is you lock in at a low rate for a lifetime. Medical insurance is not available like that. So medical insurance, the pricing changes every 2-3 years, right? So yes, you need term insurance, but let's start at the beginning. You all of us definitely need medical insurance. Why do we need medical insurance? Because we want somebody else to pay for that ill health situation or an accident situation when you are asked to fork out a big amount. So it is very well put by saying you're paying a small amount so that one day you don't have to pay a very big amount. So maybe 20,000 rupees a year doesn't sound very expensive, but suddenly you have a 4 lakh rupee claim for some leg injury or accident or fracture and surgery. So all that requires about 4 lakhs. You know that somebody will take care of at least 3 lakh 50, 3 lakh 70 out of that. 20-30,000 you may have to incur on your own. Now, therefore, you need medical insurance. I know people who say, oh, I don't need medical insurance. True, beyond a particular stage when you think you don't need medical insurance, but better to have it. But if you are very well off, like I said, if you're very well off, and then you can be self-insured. Let me explain the concept of self-insurance. Now, all of us have a mobile phone, right? How many of us bother to get it insured? We don't, because maybe a mobile costs 30, 40,000, 50,000, maybe 1 lakh, but you think, oh, I can afford it. If I lose it, I'll get a different model or something, but I will get a new one, so I don't insure it. But most of us will insure our cars fully, because maybe the car is worth 30-40 lakhs, so you will get it insured fully, though it is not necessary. You have to just take third-party insurance so that you can drive. That is the only compulsory part. So if you are really well off, keep the car insurance to a basic minimum, because in case something happens, you can pay for it, right? So those who can afford not to get it insured are the real rich, right? So Kumar Mangalam Birla does not have to take insurance for everything that he has or everything that he may have an insurance. That's a completely different thing, but it is not necessary for him to take. I don't think when a child is born in a very rich family, they go and rush and create an SIP. They have wealth anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. So similarly, but if you are the typical middle class earning 15,000, 25,000, maybe 50,000 a month, we all need insurance, absolutely no doubt. So you need medical insurance, you need term insurance. How much term insurance we will talk about separately, but you need medical insurance, you need term insurance. One insurance which I am not very convinced that you need is household insurance. Household items today are easily replaceable. Whether you lose a TV, that's fine. 25,000 rupees you can get a reasonable TV, 1 lakh rupees you can get a great TV. So it doesn't really matter. You can keep the television risk on yourself. You can keep even the fire risk on yourself, because the earthquake risk is covered by the society. If you're living in a building, the earthquake is covered by society. Even fire is largely covered by society. But in case you have a short circuit at home, and you, because of which you lose your fridge and your television, yes, that will not be covered by the society's insurance. So if you think that white goods need to be covered, then you should take. In my mind, you don't need to, simply because white good prices only keep falling, and they will reach a level where you will say it doesn't really matter, I can do well with this TV. So really doesn't matter, you don't need to insure that. What else do you need insurance for? A lot of people take critical illness insurance. Critical illness is somewhat like a life insurance. It pays immaterial of amount of money you spend, and you can do whatever you want with that money. So if you have a critical illness insurance which covers cancer, and obviously critical illness covers cancer, you will have the advantage that in case you contract cancer, they will pay you a lump sum. Maybe you have 12 lakhs of critical illness insurance. They will pay you 12 lakhs with which you can use, it is supposed to be the substitute for your income. So your household expenses, suppose your household expenses are 50,000 a month. So you're talking of something like 6 lakhs a year. So this 12 lakhs will be a cushion for you for 2 years. So if it takes for you 2 years to get back to your work, well, this functions as a cushion. This is not to be confused for medical insurance, which is a reimbursement indemnification kind of insurance. So on your cancer treatment, if you spend 5 lakhs, somebody in the insurance company will assess and say, okay, 4,30,000 we are covering, and this we won't cover, this we won't. Some nitpicking could be there. But for that you have 5 lakhs cover, so that will pay 4,30,000. So you will get 4,30,000 from medical insurance because you incurred those expenses, and you get 12 lakhs from critical illness, the company which gave you critical illness insurance, because you contracted cancer. That's all. There you don't have to prove that you spent it or whatever you did with it, right? So some people do take critical illness insurance. I have critical illness insurance from HDFC, and I'm not very confident that when they will pay, right? I do not know whether in happening of this event they will pay or that event they will pay, because critical illness is very difficult to understand. And therefore I don't recommend it very strongly, though I have it, and just out of sheer laziness I have not stopped that policy. But I don't think my understanding of the policy is not good enough for me to decide that I want to have critical illness, so I don't have critical illness policy. But I also have enough financial cushion not to worry too much about what happens if I remain unemployed for 2 years. It doesn't really matter to me. So right now I'm at a stage when I don't need it, so I don't have it. I have a very small term insurance that also I need to go and stop. I have to, it's terrible that once you give a bank mandate to stop it, you have to go to the bank. I cannot stop it from home. So that is what is holding me back. But yes, I don't need the term insurance anymore. But if you are 30 years of age or 28 years of age, you're married, your husband is not earning, your husband is earning, don't worry too much about it. But both of you should, if both of you are earning equally, take equal insurance. If both of you, if the husband is earning much more, let's say if the husband is earning 1 crore and the wife is earning 10 lakhs a year, there's a huge difference. Then the wife should not be taking any term insurance. She should be taking a small term insurance and making her parents the nominee, because in case, assuming that the parents are dependent on her. So this is how things should happen. And I don't see any need for disability insurance. Is again very difficult to understand and comprehend and take. So if you can understand, if you get a good agent, you sit and understand, then you take. Otherwise don't take, because what will pay, what will it not pay, when will it pay is very difficult to comprehend when you're taking the policy. Car insurance, take a policy absolutely minimum for covering the third party insurance. Your own car, you can always cover it yourself. You can be self-insured if you're rich enough. If you're not rich enough, then you take a full comprehensive insurance, right? In India, there is nothing called long-term care insurance, but in US, you get something called long-term care insurance. They take care of you when you need it, say post 80 to 90, you're bedridden, you need or maybe 2 years you're bedridden, but you need a lot of help in terms of nursing costs and staying in a geriatric care center, all that can be insured. It's sad that it is not available in India. Hopefully one day it will be available. That time I would recommend that you take it. Right now it's not available, so it is irrelevant for us. And that's it. Thank you. Term insurance, I will talk about it a little later in a separate post. Thank you.